Hey, what do you say we go check out another gun store? Actually, this is above and beyond a regular gun store. This is a full-on tactical gun store. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I'm back in Utah. I've traveled down to this place called Get Some. Let's go inside and check it out. You guys are going to dig this. I'll tell you right now, the prices could stand to be a little bit better at Get Some, but you will love their variety, and they stock things that pretty much no one else does. Thoughts about filming,
I'd say
you guys?
10 minutes before closing time, not 10 minutes after.
Hey, this is Mike. He's a general manager. Is that right? Is that
Yes.
your title?
Yeah.
Of Get Some Guns, and look at all the goodies they got here. Also, standing next to Mike is Brent. These two individuals, to the best of my knowledge, have a lot of expertise. Mike has a lot of know-how about suppressors, 300 Whisper,
Yes, sir. A favorite
ARs,
caliber of mine.
pretty much any tactical gun. Mike has a lot of experience. If you guys need some advice on different guns, different ways to fix it up, I highly recommend you call him. Brent is a very experienced military shooter. He is a 1911 expert. He's laughing, but it's true because I've shot with him and I know exactly how good he is. He sails those rounds in there. I've always been impressed with Brent and his expertise. He's working here at Get Some now. Part-time counter help. If you can get a hold of Brent, he is a good individual to maybe bounce off some 1911 ideas and maybe some questions. And you'll be very impressed with his knowledge, his expertise. He's been a competitive shooter on the military side. Since when, Brent?
No, I'm sorry about that, Art. That's 77.
1977? Dude, you got to respect that. That is amazing. Amazing. So this is the type of quality of help that's here at Get Some. Like I've always said, their prices are a little high. But but on the flip side, they have stuff that nobody else has. And I like supporting Get Some. Check out this gun. I had Mike retrieve it for me. In my AR versus AK series of videos, you saw that I made mention of a pencil-barreled AR-15. Here's a good example right here. This is a DPMS. Not sure the model number. There's the price. Subject to change. And that has a pencil barrel with a standard A2 bird cage on the end. And I'll tell you what, it's lightweight. And like I said in my review videos, sometimes your philosophy of use might, need a gun that's super light like this one. Very comfortable gun, standard retractable, proprietary DPMS stock, non-removable handle. So you'll have to put up with that and decide if that will work for your needs. Great gun. I do prefer the thicker barrels, like I said. However, for probably a lightweight tactical carbine, that's an excellent choice. On the back wall here, they have a couple more ARs. Not sure of the brands. I'd have to go back there. Let's get a little bit closer, actually. Let's go back there. I do dig these ones. This, the camel-colored one, I know Remington has one out. It's kind of designed as a Predator model. A little bit expensive there. That one's running $1,900. Not sure the brand. For you overseas guys too, I know you dig looking at these guns because you in no way have access to weapons like this. I apologize. I wish I could change that for you. It's wrong. There's a Stag. That's a good brand, by the way, Stag. That one's running around $1,000. Aluminum tube, free-floated 4-inch. Picatinny front gas block so you can throw your sight on it. Sorry if this is not in focus, and sorry about the loudness. You know how gun stores are. That's just the way it's going to roll, guys. There's a .458 caliber SOCOM. What brand is that? I'm trying to look. Can't tell. It's a big old caliber. Mike here kind of likes those different AR calibers, don't you?
I like that 458 a lot. I shoot a lot of that.
What do you like about it? Besides the fact that it just knocks the bad guy on his butt.
Well, you pretty much have the same energy as 4570 government. Not modern smokeless, but the old caliber that killed all the buffalo.
Right.
So you've got a lot of power there in a lightweight package. 10 rounds, semi-auto.
What's the biggest magazine that will take, the 458?
Standard
10?
30-round mag.
It will take a standard AR 30-round mag.
Correct. There is no other mag for it that's not modified.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's kind of handy. That gives it a little edge over 450 Bushmaster or maybe 50 Beowulf.
Yeah. What do you think the popularity of it is? Have you seen a lot of guys going to that? The 458 SOCOM?
Not a ton. It's an oddball, you know.
And it's expensive too. You're going to have to hand load to shoot it a lot.
We actually carry ammunition for it.
Let's go take a look. Isn't this fun? Sorry, I'm backwards on that. Oh, there's the rounds right there, 458. Nutnfancy, I'm not an expert. In fact, I don't know anything about this cartridge. And I don't know a lot about a lot of things, and that's when I'll defer to an expert like Miguelito. 56 bucks? How many rounds are in that package?
20.
So that's an expensive round to shoot.
Specialty ammo, you know.
Yeah. So you're going to get what you pay for. Have you done anything with your 300 Whispers lately?
I haven't really done much shooting since it's been winter.
Can you tell the audience kind of what a 300 Whisper is? Because a lot of people aren't even going to know what I'm talking about.
Basically, shortened and necked up 5.56 case is actually what you use. So I generally shoot like a 220 grain Sierra Match King in it.
Mm-hmm. And it's a 30 caliber round.
Correct. 308 diameter, yes.
Subsonic.
Sub-MOA accurate.
Out to 100 yards, it whacks out pretty hard, doesn't it?
I only shoot it out to about 3. It gets 30 MOA or so of drop. You know, it's tough to shoot it much past that.
Okay.
But it's kind of like energy of 45 ACP, but it's high ballistic coefficient, so it keeps that energy for
right on
quite a while. So
now, if you guys haven't figured it out now, this is a fun place to hang out.
No, it's fine.
In fact, I could spend hours here just talking to Mike about. We could spend an hour on 300 Whisper, seriously. Another hour on suppressors. Maybe have a discussion on these guns on the back wall. Those are Microtecs. One of those looks like a Stare.
well, this machine gun, full auto.
So these, that's class 3.
33K auto, yes.
Okay.
The 76 is auto too, and we also have.
This should be pretty affordable, I'm thinking, Brent. Let's see, 16.5. Whoa! Supply and demand.
51, baby. 308. Runs like a clock. Get it while you can.
Hold on now. You say runs like a clock. My take on those H&Ks is you better have them lubed up and cleaned if you want them to run right. What do you think? You can weigh in too, Brent.
I know because that was my rifle, and I've shot the tar out of that thing, and it's pretty cough-free. I've had it filthy, and it runs good.
Really? Is it any different than perhaps an MP5?
I think
as far as
it'll
reliability?
outrun an MP5.
No problem?
Bigger cartridge.
That's a cool gun. 30 round mag, right?
Has transferable Fleming sear in it, so you could put it in any other kind of HK.
Really?
9mm, 40, 5.56, 7.62.
Wicked. It's only $17,000, guys, so man up. Man up. Okay, so this is your class 3 wall. There's
and the 1919's auto as well.
That's cool. And then you have, what is that up there, Brent? Spaz 12? The auto, I don't have to see it. That's an automatic shotgun.
You don't want to play with it?
Well, I can't film and play at the same time, so. Is that a full auto kel-tec?
Yep.
Oh, just did my kel-tec SU-16C review. You guys saw that in a 3-parter. It's a good gun. What do you think of that, Brent? Brent's not a big fan of polymer guns, are you?
That's correct.
I know, Brent. I got his number. He likes steel and wood. Yeah, he's a 1911 fan. You know who else is like that? Bucket Nuster. He's like that. So, yeah, I got lots of friends that are very traditional in their preferences. Ain't no deal. I understand that. There's a nice little Class 3 AKM. Actually, AK-47. Can't get to that tag. Let's see. That's probably not full auto. There's no way it's going to be full auto at that price. That's a semi-automatic SBR or short-barreled rifle. So you'd pay a tax on that and then register it, and then you could own it. There's a kel-tec pistol, 223 variety. that's kind of cool. Although I will tell you guys, I'm not. I want a stock when I fire it. I just don't see a huge POU for a short-barreled rifle chambered pistol in a tactical sense. It's just hard to hit with it. You know what I'm saying? There's that compact 4N I referenced and showed you guys a picture of on my kel-tec reviews. Pretty cool. That's that polymer 4N replacement. Oh, you know what? I think he was wrong. That is a PLR 22. That's the 22, guys. And I've had some requests for that. I actually have a user who's waiting to flip me his for review purposes. I'll eventually get around to that. So that's not full auto. That's just a 22. That's a PLR 22. Cool gun, though, isn't it? Fun. That would be a great training gun for your kel-tec, actually. Great training gun. Let's go look at some other walls here. Here's your suppressor selection here at Get Some Guns. Lots of suppressors. You got some YHMs, Gym-Tecs, AACs. Again, if you are in the market for a suppressor, I recommend calling Mike. Of course, you'd have to adhere to all the legalities for suppressor purchase if you plan on purchasing one, but you can bounce some ideas off them. Only thing I'm going to ask, when you guys call these guys, please don't waste their time. I mean, look around the store. These guys are busy. So please be considerate of their time. There's an Outback by Gym-Tec. I really like that. In fact, that's one of my favorite 22 long rifle choices. You can put that on the end of a Tactical Solutions barrel, maybe a Tactical Solutions pack light, trail light upper, if you're running a Browning Buckmark. Here's a whole series of AR receivers. Let's see what brand these are. It's real hard, guys, for me to film and then tell you all the details on these things. Some knives down here. Dark Ops knives. Dude, review those Dark Ops knives. I can tell you right now, looking at them, I'm not super excited about them. I don't really get turned on when a knife goes overly tactical, and by that I mean they like act like it is the end-all fighting knife, and they put these, like, look at the serrations on the back spine of that knife. That is basically just for show. They're just trying to appeal to a tactical user. I don't fall for that stuff. I mean, if the knife has some features that makes it more capable in the out of doors, maybe in the fighting role, I'll identify those in my tabletops. If it doesn't, I think it's hype, and I don't like hype. I don't care if it's about a knife, a gun, anything. Here's some YHM free-floated rails. Not a bad price on that, 130 bucks. Remember what I said about rails, guys? I think if your POU is 200 meters or less, you think your engagement distances will be. I would think real long and hard before I spent the money and added the additional weight of a free float rail to my AR. Your mileage may vary. Now, that's not to say they can't add like a lot of utility to your gun. They can, and I really like them to put front sights, not front sights, but lights on. And I recommend every tactical carbine should have a light on it. You don't necessarily have to go the free float methodology to get it, though. I showed you that short little rail from Streamlight where you can attach a different rail on it, or a light. Bunch of silencer and suppressor parts. How many places in the U.S. do you think you're going to find a stock like this? Actually, in the world, I will tell you, not many. There is a Yankee Hill 308 Phantom flash suppressor with threading so it can mate to your suppressor like that. Lots of gun parts here too. Tactical gun parts. What do we got down here? It's like a little Ingram Model 10 or that's a mini Uzi, I think. Tags underneath there. Those things are really hard to shoot, dude. I've shot mini Uzis. I've shot Uzis before. In fact, I have a video out taken years ago of me shooting a friend's Uzi submachine gun. That a full size actually is fairly easy to hit with proper technique. A little micro Uzi like this, and that's probably a micro, not a mini, hard to hit with unless you have a big old suppressor to stabilize it with. It's like the old Steyr submachine gun. There's a Ruger 1022 Charger. Those are nice. I shot one though. It was jamming on me a lot. Not sure why. Cleaned it and it's still jammed. Weird. Not with factory mags. I'm talking about with Tactical Innovations magazines and steel lips. Most 1022s are pretty darn reliable. Here's another Charger and different stock setup. Here's a 50 cal bolt gun. Isn't this fun? This is fun. I don't even know what brand that is. There's a lot of proprietary brands of 50 cal. My overall take on 50, guys, is, you saw how expensive that 458 SOCOM ammo is. 50 cal's even more expensive. I would think long and hard before I bought a 50. I don't know if anybody of my friends, and I do have some friends that own 50s, that can afford to shoot it, especially what's going on with ammunition prices now. Revolver fans, it's your time in the sun. Here's a whole selection of revolvers. I'm not going to go down each model. There's some Taurus. I think Taurus makes some excellent revolvers. I may come back to get some and do some tabletop reviews later. I'm going to be real busy with some work commitments, so it may take a little while. Taurus makes some good guns. They're very pro Second Amendment too. Love those guys. There's M&P. I reviewed one of those. That's a 357 mag with a Crimson Trace grips on it, and yeah, it's expensive. That's $929. Color case hardened Smith J-frame. Nice. Mike's funny too, dude. That guy will crack you up. You just sit here in the store and listen to what he's saying to people. It makes me laugh. There's some other Tauruses. Good selection of Taurus. There's that Judge. I think that's that 410, 45 caliber Judge by Taurus. That's real popular. It's been selling well. Not sure what the philosophy of use on that is. Maybe a backpacking gun in bear country, it would be good. There's no way I personally would carry that gun around as a self-defense option. Way too big and very limited in firepower. Some of you guys that just absolutely need a big caliber gun will like it. It's a funky gun. That's in that 500 Smith & Wesson chambering. It's kind of a hunting gun. The price on that's $1,100. Model number, I can't see it. Don't know. Let's go to this wall in the back. Here's some AK-47 variants. Again, that's my generic term just to identify the type. There's a pseudo RPK with a drum magazine. Nice. I think most of those drum, actually, it's hit and miss in my experience with those 90-round drums. You got to get a quality one for it to work. This looks like a Galil here. Oh, Valmet. Let me see. It's hard for me to see it in the tag. May or may not say. Dude, sorry for the delay. It's a Galil. Yep. That is a favorite of many dudes. A lot of dudes. I have some buddies that absolutely swear by their Galils. It's an AK-47 basically. And this 223. There's that thin barrel. Galil has it too. I prefer thicker barrels. I'll always say that. It's a heavy gun too. I think Galils, even with that thin barrel, are heavy. Too heavy. You always wear that steel bipod underneath the barrel as well. And it would take me too long to kind of turn each of these guns to the side. I'll just kind of let you, oogle over them. Here's the Mini 14s I was telling you about. There's your Target Mini 14. I've shown you that before in store reviews. $850. Actually, that is not a bad price on that Target Mini. I think it is just that, though. I think it's good for targeting. I would not personally put that with the current stock into a tactical roll. I do not like thumb hold stocks for tactical use. I find they slow you down. Again, that's just me. There's a 16-inch barreled Mini. That's just like, that is the NRA one, I think. Yep. That's the NRA. That's the one I showed you in my Kel-Tec SU-16 series of vids. Awesome. That's $800 for that. It's about the going rate. You might find it for cheap. If, how you doing, you can find it. It's limited production, 2008 only. Has the NRA medallion in the grip. See that? Good looking. And some proceeds go to the NRA ILA every time the distributor sells one. And I'm really for that. I love the NRA. You guys should be giving lots of money to the NRA ILA basically all the time. There's a regular Mini 14 ranch rifle in hardwood stock. Again, I'm going to tell you, the Mini 14 in standard configuration is an excellent gun. They did a lot to improve the thickness of that barrel. Has better and stronger sights with a ghost ring aperture on it. You know, the magazines are not hard to find. They are going to be a little bit more expensive than perhaps an AR-15. Still a very high value and smart tactical carbine option. And that one they're selling for today, subject to change as always, $680. Then we go into the NRA, not the NRA, but the Mini 14 Tactical Government. I'm not a super fan of this one, guys. Sorry. I think it kind of ruins some of the charm of the Mini 14, and that is it's not as lightweight. I bet you, let me lift this thing up. Actually, it's not bad. I could be off on that. I need to check the weight on it. If it weighs in around 7 pounds, then I'm going to be more of a fan. So I could be wrong on that. I'll check. Hey, I'm out of time. Part 1, get some guns. We're going to run with probably another part. Here we go. Nutnfancy checking out a really cool gun store.